Alright folks, welcome to Slay the Princess. This is one I've been looking forward to. I played the demo for this a while back and I was floored. Like, it was awesome. You'll see what it's about. I'm actually not gonna say much about it. I'm just gonna let you be surprised. What I am gonna say is we're probably gonna be playing a bunch of playthroughs of this because it can change drastically depending on what you do. So expect Slay the Princess videos to like pop up between other one-off videos for a while because goddamn, I'm really excited to see where this goes. Slay the Princess. I've also found out that these people also made a game called Scarlet Hollow that I have but never got around to playing, so locking that in the must-play soon backlog. But anyway, Slay the Princess. Here we go. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
That sounds lovely.
You're here to slay her.
That sounds less lovely.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Look at how many choices you get. It's fucking incredible. Do I get some sort of reward? Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Do I get some sort of reward? Thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la revolution. Or silently continue, or turn around and leave. Let's see, I'm just gonna go by instinct this first playthrough, and then we're gonna try to experiment later, so... Let's... ask him to elaborate.
The end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
People are overrated anyway.
You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world? If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Do you have any evidence?
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out. Which she will, unless you do something about it.
What happens if she gets out then? I want specifics.
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job.
You're definitely
She's
trustworthy
a
when you won't give me
princess.
details.
People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Uh-huh.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to eat everything.
It's quite the way to
Unless,
describe it.
Of course, you do your job and slay her.
Consider maybe I'm okay with the world ending. Do I get some sort of reward? Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as she says she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Is that so?
Each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
He's getting so passive-aggressive. Alright, let's go.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
And here comes the voice of the hero.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
A pristine blade?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, we'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I'm more or less taking it just in case. I don't know if the routes will actually be the same as they were in the demo, so we'll see what happens.
Open, revealing
Plus,
a
it's been a while,
staircase
so
faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Ew.
If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Oh, listen to you trying to manipulate me.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Who's to say she isn't?
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Is this the same voice actress as in the demo? I'm not entirely sure.
Walk
There
down
she
the
is.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
That's exactly. No way. Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
This is a different voice actress, I'm pretty sure.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade?
Either that
and
or they
talked?
re-recorded.
Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I agree. Look, I'm gonna be naive.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Alright,
Against
there she
your
is.
better judgment,
I love the art
step
in this. I
forward to
really
speak
do.
with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Probably.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Very presumptuous. Who says I'm interested? Alright, it's pretty awkward. Are you coming out of me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Well,
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
that's why you definitely put on the scariest face you've had so far.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Uh-huh.
Just how long has she been down here?
Good question.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
They have not. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. I'm sure they have their reason for keeping that information secret. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Okay.
I
Fair.
believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
How about you clarify it, buddy?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Yeah, it is suspicious.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Can't help but notice you said killing each other instead of you'd be killing me.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Oh, they're
So,
talking directly to
I
me
could
as a
tell
player
you
now.
that I'd lead
Okay.
a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
I might turn down the music a little bit.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Very true.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Jesus, dude. Okay, easy.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world?
Okay, see, now you're
Or do
messing
you
with
trust
me.
whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Ah, eat the rich, huh? Really? How would I get you out of here? What's your name? How long have you been down here?
Too long.
That's not an answer.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
You know, shit.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Well, you certainly know your class, huh? How would I even get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
This face is where I'm the most scared of her. Like, she knows exactly what she's what she's saying here.
Her
That's
sharp
definitely the
eyes
face that's like, you
settle
can't
the
trust
edge
this
of the
person.
blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting.
Oh, she is. I
Huh?
remember the demo.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You
Not
know
really.
why you're here.
Slay the princess. I'm getting you out of here. I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Boy, that doesn't sound predatory at all. So what are we going to do? Are we going to try to get her out of here? I mean, I know that things are going to get fucked up because they did in the demo, but you know what? I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding.
Yeah, fuck you, narrator. I do what I want.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit because it is kind of overpowering the voice. So let's see here. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here? I'm going to check. Maybe the key's still lying around, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. Do you have any ideas if I don't have, aside from cutting you up?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
You are way too nonchalant about that.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Yeah, exactly.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
You sure about that, buddy?
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
So now the narrator is just straight up cheating. Okay.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess.
I'm just thinking
and you
about
won't
the
leave
progression
until the
map of this and
task
how
is done.
intricate it must be. Because you have so many choices, so
You make
so
your
many
way back to
times.
the bottom
It's
of the
crazy.
stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Uh-huh.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
I really don't want to.
Won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess or slay the princess? I'm gonna dedicate myself to playing the the naive hero who thinks he's still gonna get out of this.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
And look at my hands. I'm some kind of creature. The demo never specified what this is about, so that is interesting.
You cut into her flesh.
Ugh.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is
she
so
doesn't exactly look
composed
fierce
after
right now.
losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Alright, let's
No,
try if we can.
won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Yeah, see, now he's cheating
Wait,
again.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Nope. Warn her.
Stop that.
Nope.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Oh, her font changed.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Nah, fuck you. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Oh dear.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And stabby time.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Well,
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
clearly.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Totally! Chapter 2. The Prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
See, this is the interesting part. If you remember the demo, things change quite drastically depending on how you react with her in the first chapter. So I don't know what's gonna happen precisely from here. I don't even know what the criteria are for what route we end up going down. So let's see. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Man, fuck you. What a dick.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember
Voice of
what
the
happened
skeptic.
last time, maybe it's
Interesting.
best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Well, that doesn't mean we can't try. Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
That's a very presumptuous take on events.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us.
Yeah, pretty much.
That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason.
Oh yeah?
Did you try and free her?
I did.
Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
You're also an absolute dick. What the hell?
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Oh, I wanna be consequence-free.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
I'm sorry, isn't that what happens in Sucker for Love? Like, every time you end reality, you just wake up in another one that hasn't ended yet?
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Oh dear.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
I have no reason to trust you, man.
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Totally true.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here.
You are
Yet,
still not giving me
here we
any
are.
reason to believe that.
You're talking in circles.
Yeah, thanks.
No, I'm talking in fact.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
The voice of the hero is being very quiet
What
so
proof
far.
could you possibly ask for? Literally anything.
Oh, there he is.
Fine. Check your pockets.
Okay.
You put your hands in your pockets and grab an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
This narrator is a fucking prick. I love it.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
This still isn't evidence, though. That just means I'm likely delusional.
That doesn't
Or you're
prove
lying.
anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side.
You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to?
Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk.
I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Pretty much. Who locked her in that basement? What is that place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Man, you sound like me when people start poking plot holes in movies. Don't overcomplicate it. Play along with the fucking premise. But here the whole premise is not playing along with the premise. So,
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Oh, am I now?
You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are.
Once again, very convenient.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Come on.
Yes, right. We're here because we're special.
I think I'm gonna try to roleplay and keep being a skeptic, since that's the voice we've ended up with in our heads. So,
Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here.
look,
We're all in this
you don't like
together,
me, and I don't like
dealing
you.
with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
Alright, fine.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
You're gonna tell me why I'm some kind of fucking griffin creature? No? Okay.
Warning, before you go any further.
Oh, here we go. What
She
now?
will lie,
Oh,
she
this,
will cheat,
yeah.
and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I'll believe whatever the fuck I want, dude.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud?
No, I didn't. Wink.
Well, it's not like he has a fucking face to wink with now, is it?
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Alright, proceed into the cabin. If I remember correctly, the door will be open this time.
The interior
It
of
has
the cabin
changed
is
quite a
less
bit.
a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon.
A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
What about this mirror?
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I want to check out the mirror. Yeah.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
That's possible.
Isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Well, you're a fucking liar,
so
aren't you?
focus up.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
He definitely did not. Does the mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should.
There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Well,
There's
now you're just being a liar.
definitely a mirror.
Yeah.
There isn't.
I think you know what we have to do.
Oh, yeah. Why would you lie about that? What's the point? I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am.
Let's not get caught up in vanity, but we should definitely take a closer look. Whatever it is, he must not want us to know about it.
Is this some sort of rehearsed bit? Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
I don't know, man, but you're doing it.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your
there we go.
hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Good idea. This is already completely different from anything I saw in the demo, by the way. Nothing like this happened, so I'm in the deep end of the lake here. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old
Yeah, it is a
stone
dungeon
staircase.
now. Huh.
A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I don't like when you
Her
say
voice,
that.
harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs.
This isn't
It's
too
been a
different
while
from last
since I've
time.
had company.
Does she remember us?
How has she
You
changed?
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you.
She's
the heavy
chained way
collar around
heavier
her
this
neck
time.
clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here.
Yeah, that ain't gonna
Hear
happen this
yourself
time.
Right now. Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall?
Yep.
Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Indeed.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Is that for me? Am I gonna end up locked down here too?
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Oh my. I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just gonna leave her here. Let's sit with her.
You step towards the princess.
Her
But
crown
she stops
changed.
you before you get too close,
Oh.
holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Yeah, this is completely new. Wow.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Okay.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you.
That is a big ass collar. I
Now,
feel like she could squeeze
what
her
are
head
your
through it.
intentions for me?
My intentions. I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? Yeah, let's keep going with that.
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But
The game?
yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has...
Oh, you believe her,
complicated
but not me.
things.
It's complicated things. How, exactly?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
How so?
Contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Huh.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
Yeah, well, you clearly couldn't, could you?
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
That's an odd statement.
That's pathetic.
I never said I wasn't.
Wow.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
I don't know, man.
Exactly, he gets it.
Right now, I'm having
So
a bit of
don't
an
waste
ignorance
that
is
luck
bliss
by
moment.
messing it up again. All right?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swing
The skeptic
into
voice is a little
dangerous waters.
overacted, I gotta say.
Even saying
But,
that is too much.
but I mean, I like it. I like
Your
everything so far.
success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
It really isn't.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Okay, fair. You were asking about my intentions. What did you mean? What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
Huh, so she's just acknowledging the narrative. Interesting.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Is this going to be like a meta-narrative where we're just characters in a game and there exists no deeper background story to it? And we're just going to have to accept that? I'm really trying to guess where this is going.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
The other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Don't threaten me with a good time, lady.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Inspect the shackle? Nah. I think I'm just going to leave you here. You're not much of a threat to anyone locked up like that. Bye. What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous.
Yeah, I was about to say, that sounds like a horribly stupid idea.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh, please. She's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
What do you mean?
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
What do you mean? What's good for gander is good for goose, right?
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros
You're not
are
biased at
that
all,
we
buddy.
can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe the last one. Inspect the shackle. I'm not giving you a weapon. You realize that I have as much reason to distrust you as you have to distrust me. I'm not giving you a weapon in case I've forgotten you killed me with it last time. If you want to leave, I'm going to be the one with a weapon. Deal with it. I think we're just going to... Okay, let's see. Let's bring that up again. I'm curious about the looping nature of this narrative.
But sure, let's talk about what happened. Because what happened is exactly my issue.
Excuse me?
The last time we met, your body tried to kill me.
My body?
If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable.
Well, absolutely.
So, be a good bird and hand it over.
She called me a bird. What creature am I?
And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I think you're aware that I'm not afraid to resort to violence.
Oh yeah, no, I
If you
know.
come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she?
Not at
It's
all.
almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others.
It's almost like you will take absolutely any excuse to keep pushing that narrative. Shut the fuck up.
Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course. But you should be aware of my position.
Okay, you realize that I have as much reason to distrust you as you have to distrust me, right?
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me. I'm extremely patient.
It's probably better if we take action anyway. No use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
Yeah, that's true. We're asking about if you don't give up now, then I have no choice but to slay you. You're the one in chains. If anyone should be negotiating here, it's you, not me.
Usually you'd be right. But this isn't exactly a usual situation. I'm not someone you can wait out. We've already been over this. I'm more patient than you'll ever be.
Well, damn. I mean, probably true. I'm not the most patient person in the world. If you're so immovable, then I'm just going to leave you here. If that's how you're going to be, then I guess I have to do this. If you want to leave, I'll be the one with the weapon. I'm trusting you. If you don't give up now, then I have no choice but to slay you. Fuck the shackle. I'm not expecting that. Cut her out on your own. Are we really trying that again? We are.
Do you think these chains take away my saying things? I said no.
Oh dear.
As
Oh!
you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fist.
Oh shit, she's a badass!
In an instant, they're
Oh,
around your neck.
she wasn't
both of you
kidding.
dropping to the
God!
ground. She pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea.
I mean, we approached her
She
with a
doesn't have much
knife and said we were
agency
going to
here.
cut off her
We'd have
hands.
trusted her if she walked up to us with a blade again.
How would we
After
even
what
get her out of the
happened
collar?
between us. How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm not dying again.
You steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved
Oh,
lungs.
right.
You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge.
Yeah, I'll put this on r/petty revenge after this, clearly.
Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again.
You just tried to strangle me with a
even if it
chain.
damns us both.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward. I
Reward.
don't like this. It was too easy.
Yeah.
It was not too easy. We almost died. That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably.
Which is why I was cussing you out for like a fucking hour.
Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward.
Dude.
I'd appreciate a reward right about now. You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone, and especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty, and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
Sounds fair.
With your work done,
Oh, there's
you
blood on
remove
now.
the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
Oh, is it really?
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty.
Yeah, there were stars before.
The door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept your reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
There's nothing here.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
See, I told you he was a
You
fucking
don't have to
liar.
act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward?
Dude!
This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay.
He's not happy.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
That's bullshit. Let us out of here. I was kind of hoping we'd get a better ending for saving the world. Yeah,
What's
that's bullshit.
done is done. And there's no going back now. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
Did you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy. I don't want to die again. I didn't like dying last time. I'm going to accept my reward now. Slay yourself.
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
What bliss? Yeah, fuck this.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. You really want to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose.
Yes!
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
Plus, if eternity is just sitting in here twiddling my thumbs, then yeah,
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
pretty much.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart.
Get fucked, asshole.
You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
I guess I technically am,
Yeah,
but...
we'll see about that.
Chapter 3. The Grey. This is the weirdest fucking game and I love it. Whoa!
See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
Are we though? Because this is completely different.
There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
Excuse me?
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine.
Voice of the Cold. You weren't in the demo.
He's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor.
Do we though?
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away?
The fact that there's 3 voices in my head?
Your open discussions. The last time we were here, you were in full-blown denial about the possibility of us restarting. What changed? Have you just been pretending to forget? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first.
Okay, I might have to turn down the sounds too. Because they keep drowning out the fucking voice volume.
So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade.
Okay, buddy, I don't like you.
And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave.
You already slew her, and you survived.
Yes.
Then why, pray tell, are you here?
Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves.
Oh, I know. Ooh, teacher.
Why?
Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward.
Exactly.
Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy.
We weren't. We were bored.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
You were bored. I was just unhappy.
There were still answers that we needed to find.
It was actually working.
And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything. How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? It just does. And I'm not telling you lots of things, but it's for your own good.
Oh my god,
It's
he
for the
keeps
good of
going.
everyone. It seems to me like keeping secrets didn't help you last time, so you should start talking. Fine, the world doesn't stay saved if you die.
Ah, is that so?
If the world isn't saved, then that means she is dead.
Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones, but perhaps she's not. There's only one way to find out. We should go see her.
I agree. Also, why is the path completely different and why is it raining?
Let's try something different this time. We've already seen what happens when we slay her, and I'm not convinced that's a way out for us. I'm not even convinced there is a world to save.
Probably not. It's raining. It wasn't raining last time, or the time before that. This whole path is different. We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. It wasn't different last time. What happens if we don't go? I'm done with this. Bye!
Yes, things are different, aren't they? If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time.
Clarify.
Her influence? What's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be.
Uh-huh.
And what is that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse.
Oh, come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been
Come
through
on!
enough? Don't we deserve to know?
I like how the hero is such a petulant child about this. It's great.
No. Is there a reason it would be raining?
If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
Buddy, you're being gross. Shut up. Whatever happens next, it seemed like... yeah, let's go.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just... don't muck it up this time, alright?
Well, I'm gonna muck it up.
What we do is entirely up to us.
And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right?
You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world. That's what you say. But how can we be sure?
We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us.
That's true.
Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world.
That is also true.
Why?
Fuck off.
Because we should. I don't know. It's important.
Is it?
Yes. I think.
Poor hero.
Don't let them make you second guess yourself. The fate of the world is the most important thing there is. For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real. Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else?
Maybe we are.
This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important
I find the narrator's
wait.
exasperation so fucking funny. Like, seriously.
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay.
Oh,
of
there is
mold
just a
and
ghost
death
over there.
and stagnant water. The once
That's the
stately
princess's
wooden
ghost.
building is
Great.
bloated,
Also the mirror.
its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive. But you're not alone.
You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her?
I'm pretty sure it is.
It's like she isn't even there.
See? We killed her.
You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time.
Nope.
Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again.
Yes, the mirror that he can't see.
The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying?
Sure, buddy.
There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade.
Oh, those aren't here.
That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
You're really hung up on the word pristine.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too?
Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again.
I truly have no idea where this game is going, and it is fascinating.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
I'm gonna approach the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
That didn't work last time.
Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way.
Maybe it won't disappear this time and we'll finally get a good look at ourselves. We should explore every option.
I agree. Up,
Reach
disappeared
forward
again.
and place your
God
hand
damn
on
it.
the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Yeah, we can see it now.
So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
I'm much more interested in knowing what the fuck is happening.
No way left to go but down.
Alright.
The door to the
Oh,
basement
this is considerably
glows
creepier
open.
than last time.
The air
Hi, honey.
is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters.
So is that because there's a high level of water, or just because she's a
There
ghost?
she is again.
Barely.
She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Come back here, ghost wife. Like, I don't know what to call you. I'm sorry about last time. Are we good? Maybe let's not call out
As
to
you
her, just go
descend
down.
the final step,
Oh,
the
jeez.
form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
Yeah, but there's no collar chain this time. Interesting.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom.
Were there windows before?
See? She's dead.
She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do?
I don't know, stab her again?
She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is.
Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games.
If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this?
Well, she's clearly a ghost.
Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
There you go, being an asshole again.
You turn to see the shade
Uh-oh.
of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead.
No, she's dead. She's a ghost.
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
Thank you. Finally, we agree on something.
Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She
True.
clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't.
Sounds fair.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
Oh, she can talk. I don't want this. I only killed you after you killed me first. We're even now. We don't need to do this again. Is this about last time? I'm sorry. I only killed you after you killed me first. We're even now. We don't need to do this again.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence. Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
Oh, that's some shit.
It is. And it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
Man, you shut the fuck up, alright?
Bad, I bet. I don't think dying ever feels good. Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
I'm going to drown. What's wrong with you? Please, I'm begging you. I'll do anything, just don't let me drown.
Yes, you are.
The water's
Okay.
rising faster now. It's flowing in from some unseen place, and judging by the height of the algae on the stairs, it has no intention of stopping anytime soon. You feel it creeping up your back, so cold that it steals the very warmth from your flesh, leaving a smothering numbness in its place. Are you really just going to stand there and let yourself die?
Yeah,
Nope.
Let's think. Where is it coming from?
It's coming from some unseen place. Does it really matter where it's coming from? Because I can feel it rising. I don't think we have much time to sleuth.
I agree.
Yes, it matters. Maybe we can find a way out. Maybe we can figure out a way to make this work. This is just a puzzle. We can solve it.
Some things aren't
Maybe not in
puzzles
time.
to be solved. Sometimes you're doomed from the start. Most people are.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
Yes, most people are doomed. But in case you need reminding, everyone will be doomed forever unless you stop her.
Let me out. Please, I'm begging you. Is it about last time? Rush for the blade.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps.
Is he going to speak?
The door bursts open,
Oh!
a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you.
What the
You're
fuck?
swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall.
Oh, that's hardly fair.
You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out. It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
Not for very long.
Just keep breathing. We'll figure this out.
Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Oh, the corpse?
You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths.
Well, shit.
As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or
Ew.
rather, you see her.
Ew.
The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
Well, this is
I
a
get
fine
it.
how do you
We
do.
shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think, like we should have been doing all along.
But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you,
That's not fair. You get to be a ghost and a zombie at the same time.
as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
It's truly some people are more blessed than others, huh?
Your lungs filled with water, the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not not so different.
Man, fuck. Whoa, what's with all the hands? What? What? What was that? Oh. But your lungs don't fill, and both she and her bones are gone. Something has taken them away, and has left something else in their place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Fuck no.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The other voices aren't here. The narrator's gone.
It is. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have.
Oh,
Do any of us know
Skeptic
what
is
the
here.
world ending is supposed to look like?
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Nope, I'm approaching.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Wait, are we not even doing a new chapter? You are at the cabin. Oh, she has certainly changed.
Finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You want to explain what you mean? The gift of a fragile vessel? Is this the end of the world? Oh my god, so many questions.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me.
Huh?
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The fuck do you mean? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Okay. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
The fuck does that mean? Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
It does when absolutely nothing answers any question I ask. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
The fuck?
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole. And perhaps then we will know our freedom.
What are you talking about? How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
You're being very cryptic. What if I don't let you do this to me? How much will I forget? I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Not entirely untrue. You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Yeah, that doesn't sound nice. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Well, everything goes dark, and you die.